shouts of praise, Spirit in this place.
No, Joe just switched screens. You got to wait for him. There you go. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to I'm Reverend Jill Clements. I will be guiding this morning. We're delighted to welcome everyone joining us in our virtual community today. And I just invite you to sit back and relax, and we'll go into a guided meditation, some quiet time, and then I'll let you know when it's time to come back. So just join me, if you will, in relaxing, closing your eyes, and take a breath. As we just breathe in, bring your awareness fully present into this room, this moment, this breath. Feel yourself seated on the chair. Just continue to breathe and relax, allowing your shoulders to drop, your hands to relax in your lap. and your eyes to gently just close if they haven't, and relax those muscles. And take another breath and allow it to fill your lungs and fill your awareness, and release, letting go of the morning, letting go of the week, just falling into that natural rhythm of breath. As your body settles, bring your awareness to the space of your own mind, focusing on the center of your forehead, and recognize that the consciousness here, hearing these words, hearing these thoughts in your mind, is not separate from infinite. Spirit is in, through, and at the center of first cause. If there's a problem or a question or a condition that you brought into the room with you today, something on your heart, notice it without judgment. Notice the human desire to ask, why is this here? Why has it happened? Gently say to the question, thank you, but we're moving deeper now. Realize that the condition is just old news. It is a consequence of the past. It is an effect. It has no power of its own in this now moment. Turn your attention away from the effect and focus it inward toward the source of your being. You're not here to fix a shadow from the past. You're here to set a brand new cause in motion. What is the quality of spirit you choose to initiate right now? Is it peace? Is it love? Is it wholeness? Is it health? Is it abundance? Is it freedom? Choose that quality. Notice how it feels in your body to claim it as your truth right now. This is it, your new template. This is your new seed of creation. As we enter into the silence, let go of the past, let go of the problem, and simply rest your attention on the feeling of this new reality that you're creating. The law of mind is listening. And so we'll move into the stillness for a few minutes as we reflect on this moment of creation and the seed that we are planting. Continue to bring your awareness back to the seed that you're planting. I invite you to gently bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest. And know that in the stillness, a new cause has been set into motion. The law of mind has received your seed and is already at work, shifting consciousness into form. You don't need to look back. You are walking forward as a conscious creator. Let's take one more deep breath. Move your fingers and toes, and as you're ready, gently open your eyes, and we'll prepare for our service at 10 o'clock. And I hope to see everyone online joining us as well. Namaste.
together, heart and soul as we love together. Young and old, we will sing together, together in one song. Come together, from different worlds we are drawn together. In our own way we can pray together. Together we are strong. I see God in you. You see God in me. One path, one vision, one family. Come together, dreams and hands we will join together to build a place we can grow together. Together we are whole.
Please be seated. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Fabulous. Good, 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 good. Well, I'm Reverend Jill, and I'm delighted to welcome everybody here this morning. Welcome to everyone joining us in our virtual community today. We welcome you. And if you're here for the very first time, we welcome you wherever you may be. And I forgot to get the flags out. It's Flag Day. It's Flag Day, right? 249 years of our flag. Yeah. And the original one, of course, was 13 stripes to honor the 13 colonies. It's still 13 stripes. And today we have 50 stars for each of our 50 states. So a lot of symbolism and so forth there. And I believe Miss Beverly has a birthday today. She missed our birthday song last week, but happy birthday, Beverly, if you're watching us this morning. And if you are with us for the very first time, you can sign up for our newsletter that comes out on Saturday mornings. It's an update about what's happening in the community. You also get a bonus. You get our Mindful Monday email, which is a recap of today's message and practices that you can use throughout the week to embody the principles and this teaching. You can always find us on Facebook and YouTube Live, where folks are this morning watching. And on Wednesday evening, we have a rebroadcast of Just the Message at 7 p.m. If you need a midweek boost, or if you want to introduce friends and family to our community, that's a wonderful way to do that as well. And if you are a Facebooker or Instagrammer, we welcome you to check in online. Let folks know where you are this morning, that you're right here at Scottsdale CSL. That's important for letting the world know that we're here as well. So that's always helpful. You can also write reviews for us. We appreciate that as well. We're a growing, vibrant spiritual community, and we have a mission, vision, and purpose that I invite you to speak into service with me this morning. Our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. Our vision is a world that works for everyone. Our purpose is to awaken to our spiritual magnificence. And so it is. So one of the ways that we teach successful living from the inside out is through the practice of gratitude. And we have a gratitude reminder this month from Rhonda Byrne, who said, make a commitment to never let a day pass without looking for the good, praising, appreciating, blessing, and being grateful. Gratitude is an important spiritual practice because it keeps us focused on the present. It keeps us focused on the good that's in our lives today. And we're also curious, in addition to gratitude, how you use these principles in your life and how you use right thinking, one of the things that we teach. So this morning, I want to invite us into a brief little process to get in touch with our gratitude. If you're willing to do that, I invite you to just close your eyes and take a breath. Just feel yourself relax and release that. And ask yourself, what am I grateful for in this moment? What am I grateful for in this moment? How did I apply these principles this week? These can be large or small things. Just hold on to that feeling. Take another breath, release, and open your eyes when you're ready. See some peaceful smiles, so I think you found some things to be grateful for. We'll open the microphone if anyone would like to share any gratitude this morning. Turn that down, Val. If anybody would like to share any gratitude this morning, let's turn this off. Got to figure this one out. Hello? I'm sorry. Now I get it. It's blue. Anyway, if anybody would like to share a gratitude or how you use the principles this week, I'll start. My gratitude is how Spirit sends me personalized messages in preparation for these Sunday talks. I am just delighted with what I receive. I get to practice it first before I ever start really writing. So I'm just grateful for that. Anybody else have anything they're grateful for this week? Miss Lori, welcome home. Happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you. I'm just really grateful for the experience that I had in Bali and all of the things that it opened in me. So I'm happy to be back, I think. Still kind of landing. So
You got some sun. You look great. Looks like a great trip. Awesome. 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 Anybody else have anything they'd like to share this? Gratitude for anything at all? Okay.
This started off with the opposite of gratitude. My little grandson has been a problem since he was born, and he was recently diagnosed with autism. However, I am so grateful for all of the help that he's getting from his school and from his family, that he can be supported through therapy and schoolwork. So I think everything is going to turn out for the best.
What a blessing. What a blessing. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. There we go. So at this time, I sound like Darth. In our service, and we're going to move into prayer. Would you join me? Oh, as we just breathe in and bring our awareness fully present to right here and right now, we recognize that in this moment, there is only now. There is only spirit. There is only source. There is only the essence of all that is. We call this spirit, we call it universal energy, we call it source, we call it God. It doesn't really matter as much what we call it as it is that we have a relationship with it. And we know that this infinite power and presence is all that there is. We know that it is love. We know that it is peace and harmony, balance and joy. It is the goodness of life expressing through all of that which it has created. And I know that I am a manifestation of it. And I know that I have those qualities of harmony and balance and peace and wholeness. And as I know that for myself, I know that for each one of us gathered here this morning, gathered online, gathered in the room, and anyone listening later. For we are united in this oneness. There is no separation. There is no time-space illusion of separation. There's only one. And we are in, through, and as spirit as it is in, through, and as us, expressing as our lives, as we uniquely and individually express it, as only we can, through our choices, our beliefs, our actions, our activities. And so knowing and accepting that absolute unity and wholeness that we are in the divine in this moment, I speak my word for and about us, knowing that we've each come here this morning by divine appointment, united in this one love that is God, that we have come together to experience spiritual community together, to share this thing called life. I know that this service is blessed this morning and that we each hear exactly what it is that we need to hear to fill our hearts and our minds with new ideas and new expressions, creative ways, love, wholeness, peace, and health. For Spirit works through us as us. I bless all of our volunteers this morning who have come together early in service to set everything up and to be ready for us, to welcome all of our guests to be here in service this morning, to be prepared, and to be able to broadcast this message out into the world through our live streaming. Sometimes we don't even know how far it goes. We just know that it goes because we are the ripple on the pond of life, the pond of consciousness, and we continue to speak our word and place our word into that activity of law. I bless all faith traditions today, knowing that it doesn't matter how we choose to worship, whether a mosque, a temple, a church, a center like this, or outdoors in nature. There are many, many paths to that relationship with the divine and many expressions of it, but there is only one source of all that is. And so I am grateful. I am grateful for this center. I'm grateful for this message. I'm grateful for the manifestation. I'm grateful for everyone in this community. As I release this prayer into the action and activity of law, knowing that it is done, it is so, and we affirm this truth together by saying, and so it is. Our first song this morning is from Karen Drucker, and it's Let Go of the Shore.
Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. You have all you need, it's all inside of you. Just close your eyes and breathe and know that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. float into the mystery. No need to make a plan, your heart will be your compass. Lift your sails in faith and trust that you will arrive. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Float into the mystery. Float into the mystery. Let go. Float. Float. Let go. Float. Let go. Float.
Miss Karen. Okay, so a visualization. Are you ready? Imagine you're driving to a meeting, and it's in a part of the valley you don't know at all, never been there before. And you know how to go on the main freeway to get in the general area. So you do that. Then you turn on your GPS to find out where to go. You turn on the surface streets and totally lost at this point, right? So the GPS is directing you, turn right, turn left, follow this light, etc. And then it says make a left turn. You make a left turn, and as you do, boom, you run into a dead end. Concrete barriers under construction. You can't go anywhere. Completely lost. What do you do? What do you do? A lot of times when life throws us a curveball, we complain. We then start demanding to know why. We might talk to the GPS person in the phone, right? Why did you send me here? Why didn't you know this was under construction? Don't you know I'm going to be late? Why did you do this to me? Why is this always happening to me? Have you ever heard anybody do that? Does any of that move the concrete barriers? Does any of that get you to your meeting? No. Asking why just keeps us stuck right there, doesn't it? Idling in the car, staring at the concrete bunkers. To get to our destination, we have to put the car in reverse. We have to back out of there, and we have to look at the map for where we actually are in this moment. And then we put in new coordinates for a new destination, set a new cause into motion for ourselves. Yet when it comes to things like our finances, our relationships, our health, we might stare at those conditions for weeks, months, even years sometimes, asking, why did this happen to me? Why is this happening? Why is this always happening to me? Today, we're going to explore how we can look away from the barrier and put the car in reverse and set a new cause into motion. We're going to step out of why. My message is beyond why, creating what's next. Creating what's next. Asking or even knowing why something happened. It can be informative, but it doesn't change anything, really. It's not going to move us forward to know why something happened way back there. The only way to change is to set a brand new cause into motion. In the study of the science of mind, we teach a little principle that you're probably familiar with. It's what you focus on expands. We talk about that when we talk about our prosperity program, the Money Finders. This encourages us to focus on the extra good that comes to us each week and to tithe 10% of that here. So we're setting an intention to focus on the extra good that comes, and then we take the action of tithing on it. So we're connecting that thought and action together. Now, this can be on a bonus, it can be on a sale of a house, it could be on someone buying you coffee or maybe a dinner, or maybe you found something on sale that you've been shopping for and you caught a great sale. You can tithe on the difference as unexpected good. And that proves that principle of what we focus on expands in our lives. Now, this is not just spiritual woo-woo, okay? This is actually science. This is actually science. We have in the back of our heads, the brain stem back there, there's a complex group of neurons called the reticular activating system. You may have heard of it. Basically, it is the primary filter and gatekeeper, and it regulates our consciousness, it regulates our sleep cycle, and it creates selective focus for us. Now, you may have heard that phrase, selective hearing. Sometimes people seem to have selective hearing. Well, it's true. Science supports it, that is true. This area of the brain filters out the billions and billions and billions of bits of information that we're constantly receiving through all of our senses. We see, in this room, there's so much going on, and we're focused, hopefully on me, on just the front right here and not what's going on all around us. And if you ever notice, you might smell a smell and you may be surprised by it, but then you might notice you don't smell it anymore. It's because the reticular activating system has gone, okay, that's not a threat. I don't need to put that in there anymore. And so we shut it down. Hearing is the same. Maybe we're in a restaurant or at a party, and it's very loud when we get there, and we're very distracted from all the confusion. But then we meet someone we want to talk with, and all that background noise seems to disappear until somebody across the room says our name, and we can hear them. We can hear them over all that noise because our reticular activating system is tuned in to our names. We know what our names are, right? It's tuned into our names. This reticular activating system keeps us from being overwhelmed by all of the sensory perceptions. There's so much going on inside of our bodies all the time that we're not aware of, thank goodness. And then so much going on around us. If we had all of that input, it would be too much. It would just be too much for us to absorb. So I think of it a little bit like a sieve that only allows in the things that I've told it are important. The thoughts that I have, the things that I'm focusing on, the actions that I'm taking. So it narrows down that field so that I'm receiving that which I'm focusing on. That's the science about what we focus on expands. But this part of the brain is just a filter. It's not a decision maker. So it doesn't really care if we're telling it good stuff or bad stuff, negative stuff or positive stuff. It just says, as you wish. As you wish. We have tuned our reticular activating system like a radio to deliver to us information that just aligns with our commands, what we have placed into it. And that's really good news because that means that we can use it to experience more good in our lives. Just like the prosperity program, we set that intention and we begin programming that reticular activator to start seeing more of that. And the more we see, the more that comes. It's also true that when you ask yourself, why am I stuck? That acts as a command. that acts as a command to the reticular activating system to go find you reasons. Go find out. Go into your memory. Go into your childhood. Go into everything you've ever failed at in your life, and it will produce this massive list for you about this massive list for you. Is it up? It is up. It's on the other side. Okay, that list for you about why you're stuck. See? This is why. And it's not always good, is it? It's not always good. Was a German physicist named Max Planck. Anybody heard of him, Max Planck? Well, he won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1918. And he's considered the founder of quantum theory. You heard of quantum science? It's all the quantum computing and stuff we're doing today. He's considered the founder of quantum theory and is the reason that we understand subatomic and atomic processes. So he's a pretty smart guy. Yes? He said, I regard consciousness as fundamental, baseline, basic. It just simply is. I regard matter, that's all the stuff, right? I regard matter as derivative from consciousness. That's a fancy way to say thought becomes a thing. Used to have the music stand up here we talked about all the time, that was first somebody's idea in their mind before it ever got drawn onto paper or built. So everything is an idea in mind before it comes into form. So if consciousness is fundamental or foundational, and matter and conditions and all of that is derived from or comes from that, then analyzing the condition will just simply keep us stuck in the condition, won't it? Just keeps us stuck right there. Now, if we're happy, healthy, prosperous, and satisfied, that's a great place to be. Keep focusing on that, right? Keep that going. Keep that going. But if we're not, it can easily keep us stuck in the condition that we're not happy with. It can easily keep us stuck there. You probably noticed Einstein's on this slide, as is Ernest Holmes. Einstein said basically the same thing, and he said no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. We have to have new thinking. And Ernest Holmes is the author of The Science of Mind that we teach, and he agreed when he taught principles not bound by precedent, which we talked about last week. So asking why keeps us staring at the effect, trying to find the answer, not working on the solution. We have to move out of the past. That's what all three of these, I call pretty brilliant minds, are suggesting we do, is get out of the past and get into new thinking. In our center, we teach the creative process, which is basically how life works. And we only teach that we need to know what it is we desire. We don't need to know how to get it. If we knew how to get it, we'd have already gotten it, right? So we need to know what, and be very clear on that, and very clear on how we believe we will feel once we receive it. Once we are in better health, once we have the beautiful relationship, once we have the great job, how are we going to feel, experience life differently? So we hold on to that and that what, and then we allow the universe, which is a heck of a lot smarter than we are, and universal natural laws that already exist, to bring that forward, as long as we stay focused on that. And remember that conditions are the stuff of life. It's the things, it's the circumstances. It's our finances, it's our relationships, it's our health. And they're constantly changing because of this creative system in which we live. Have you noticed that about your life? Things continue to change and shift and move. And really, I'd say thank goodness for that, because I wouldn't want to be stuck as a 25-year-old or a 15-year-old or even a 50-year-old at this point. So, we keep growing and expanding in our wisdom and our knowledge. If we don't like those conditions, the beautiful thing is that we have the power within us to put a new cause in motion. We can do that by changing the tendency of our thinking, because that's what it's creating from. If we think the same old way, we'll get the same old results. That's back to Einstein. Can't solve the problem from the same level of consciousness that created it. So we plant new seeds. We plant new seeds, new ideas, and set that new cause into motion. When we dwell on why things are the way things are, we can come up with blame. We can come up with excuses maybe, but it's not doing us any good when we can simply move beyond it and choose a new cause to set in motion. However, sometimes when something's really bugging us, it can be really challenging to stop thinking about it. Yes? Yes. And it gets on that hamster wheel in our brain, and it goes round and round and round and round, and we just keep thinking about it, and we keep making up stories about it. And it just goes on. How do we get out of that? How do we get out of that? Well, again, we have the power to choose, and we have to use our practices and our principles that we teach to move ourselves beyond that and to begin to turn away from that condition that we don't like, that thought that we're on the hamster wheel with, and, put a stick in it and stop it so that we can start thinking about something else and continue to bring our minds back. Our meditation this morning, when we went into the silence, we were to focus on a new seed of a desire that we had planted. And I realized in myself that I moved off of that after a couple of minutes. And it was like, okay, I'm going to remind myself and everybody else back to focusing on that seed of that new idea that you're planting, because our minds will wander around like that. So that is the way that we break that hamster wheel. I used to work with a person who might consider a know-it-all. People like that. They always have the answers. They always have the best ideas. Nobody else's ideas are any good. They start every sentence with no. Know those people? Yeah. And I allowed this to frustrate me for a long time until finally one day I just said, I'm done. I stopped. I just stopped engaging with that energy. I stopped the conversation. I stopped arguing with her about anything. It just wasn't worth my peace. It wasn't worth my joy to engage in that. I removed my energy from her sphere. So I was no longer the resistance that she needed. Do you realize that in those types of environment situations, there's this that goes on, and they need that resistance. Anybody ever play dodgeball? Yeah. When the person throws that red ball from across the room, if you get out of the way and dodge it, it goes flying by you and hits the back wall, and all of that energy dissipates. You're fine, right? You just got out of the way. The other person has thrown so much energy until they wear themselves out with absolutely no satisfaction because they didn't hit you. And it's sort of like that in these type of situations where we get our minds going on a thought. Think of it as a dodgeball. Get out of the way of that thought and think about this instead. Let that energy diffuse. Let that energy diffuse. So when we stop giving our energy to the conditions and we can begin to focus on the new cause that we want to set into motion, or that seed we want to plant, not only are we engaging the forces of the universe and universal energy and law, we're engaging and reprogramming our reticular activating system in our brains, because now we're giving it something new to focus on, that new idea that we have, that new seed that we're planting. We're saying this is important, and everything that's going to support that is important. And so it begins to tune us into opportunities, resources, and synchronicities that match our new seed, our new cause. It's like we said last week, when we say yes to the universe says yes to us, right? That's why. Ernest Holmes taught us to turn entirely from the condition or the limited situation to its opposite, to the realization of health, happiness, and harmony. We live in this field of infinite possibilities, but we can't see them because we're not tuned into them. We're tuned into the past and the complaining and wanting to know why, instead of being tuned into this field of infinite possibilities available to us, and allow this system that we already have in our brains and our bodies to work for us and work with us and begin to see those things, begin to bring them into our awareness. Did your mom ever tell you not to pick a scab? It'll leave a scar. You're going to get an infection. Stop doing that, right? Well, the same is true. We can't heal a condition by continuously picking at it and staying focused on it. It's just going to stay raw. It's just going to stay present. Divine intelligence doesn't need us to give it a history of how we got here. It's fully aware, and it doesn't care. Because it looks at it and says, that was creative. Want to try something different this time? I mean, there's no attachment there. So it's only us that is keeping it in our energy field. When we think about spiritual freedom, just relaxing into spiritual freedom, we can realize that we don't need to fix all of the conditions of the past. We can simply let go. We only need to choose a new spiritual reality for us today. What do we choose today? Do we choose to stay hooked in the past and all the stuff that happened there and just keep going over and over and over that? Or do we decide and choose to create something new, a new adventure, a new direction for ourselves? Our spiritual mind treatment or our affirmative prayer practice that we use, we are affirming our good. We're accepting it in that. And that is also part of that reprogramming of the reticular activating system, is saying yes to it, saying yes to it. We're not praying about the problem. That's what we really need to let go of. Sometimes we need to deny that it exists, but we leave that behind and we just begin to affirm what it is that we are choosing instead. And we're reprogramming the system. Because it's true, when we say yes, our brain says yes, the universe says yes, and things begin to conspire on our behalf. But we got to let go of the past. We've got to let go of focusing on why. So let's look at a way that we can practice this principle this week. So I invite you to set an intention to catch yourself asking why. Set an intention, so you're programming your reticular activator to look for this for you, of catching yourself saying why. Put why on a Post-it note, on your mirror, on your dashboard, on your computer, wherever you'll see it frequently. Just why with a question mark, to remind yourself to pay attention to that. And whenever you, when you see that, it will begin to program your system. When you catch yourself, that's when you get to pause and say, ooh, thank you for showing me what I don't want. Thank you for showing me what I don't want. Why is this happening? Ooh, I don't want that. This is what I want instead. Thank you for showing me that. Now I can move on. And third, ask yourself, what is the highest truth that I want to experience right now? Not the why, but what is the experience I want to experience right now? The highest truth. And state that. And then your fourth step is to just say, I am no longer investigating the problem. I'm no longer investigating the problem. Right here and now, I am planting this new seed, whatever that highest truth of yourself that you just stated was. So it's a process of action. It's noticing what you're asking why about that's keeping you stuck in the past. It's blessing that and saying, thank you, now we're done. I want this instead, speaking that. And then we are letting go of investigating any problem. Done with that, no Sherlock Holmes. And we are stepping into creation. We're stepping into creation at that point. It's important that we remember that none of us are victims of our history unless we choose to live in the why and to spin in the why and the why and the why. We're channels through which the divine comes into form. This week, I invite you to stop asking why and to set a new cause in motion in your life. Dr. Joseph Murphy, famous author, said, "Every thought is a cause and every condition is an effect. Change your thoughts and change your destiny." And so it is. So I can open the mic if anybody has any questions or comments about asking why, about setting a new cause in motion, or how maybe you stop your thinking from the hamster wheel of your mind. Anyone? Lori? Huh? Well, he's going to buzz because we're too close together.
So I'm definitely a why asker. And in my practice of the science of Ayurveda, fundamental practice of the practitioner is to find the root cause, figure out why, so you can stop that and do something new.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that whole thing about learning from our mistakes and being able to reflect on how we did things that brought things to us that maybe we didn't want so much. So how do we reconcile that kind of why?
Mm-hmm.
Are there kinds of why? Yeah, I need to understand how I find why helpful.
Yeah.
To a point, and then you move on, but I need more information about that.
Okay. I knew she had a good question. I could see the question mark on her face. The practice that you described in Ayurveda is a practice of Ayurveda, and that's what you go through with that. And I think a lot of human nature is that way also, where we want to dig into the why and understand and put it together. I think I've shared before, one of our practitioners in our organization got very mysteriously ill and was in the hospital and not doing well at all. And her question, everybody was around her doing healing prayers and things, and her question just kept, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Rather than, don't you want to treat to heal it? Don't you want to heal it? She goes, yeah, I want to heal it, but I want to know why. So it is a big deal. It's a big deal in our human experience to ask why. And yet in the science of mind, we teach that all of the whys are really through the power of our thought and what our thinking has been. And so up until now, it's been wherever we've been thinking, the tendency of our thoughts, our emotions, our activities, our actions. And what Holmes suggests is that we turn that off and say, that's what got me here. And I can choose new from this point forward and move into the future, move into this now moment. I don't need to rehash the past. There's nothing wrong with that if that's your practice and it works for you. The difference between the two teachings is that Holmes was of the opinion that this is the now moment. Nothing in the past it's going to influence us if we allow it, but choose now, choose new today. Does that make sense? Okay. Anybody else? All right.
I was kind of caught up in the why of something, and I was reading, and the author said, well, why not? And so I got into thinking why versus why not, and it was just too confusing for me, so it stopped me from asking why. But I like your response to that. When you ask why, I don't need to know why. I just need to know what I'm going to do to correct the situation. Thank you for that.
Correct or move forward, right? Yes, move forward. Anybody else? All right. Thank you all for your questions. I appreciate them. Lori, thank you for that. And now we are going to move into our prayer this morning. Oh, so as we take a breath this morning, we turn entirely away from the conditions. Any conditions of the past, old stories, roadblocks, fears, dead ends. Just turn completely away from that and bring our awareness fully present to right here, right now, this present moment. As we breathe in and recognize the presence of the divine right here, right now, in, through, and as each one of us, as expressions of it. We are one in the one. And I know that each of us is whole, perfect, and complete in that oneness, that there is no separation, and that each of us is the divine creator in our own lives, and that we have the power to choose. We have the power to plant these seeds of ideas, and we have the power to reprogram our minds. We have the power to choose new thoughts. We have the power within us to set a new course and to let go of any past pains or hurts. So today we stop asking why and claim the absolute freedom of the present moment, this moment in which we live, breathe, and have our being, this moment. Releasing the understanding of the past and the fear of the future, and just being present here now, to the presence of the divine, to the love that we are, to the ripples that we are on the consciousness of life. And whatever may be on our hearts today, we turn away from it if it's a challenge and focus on the preference instead. Focus on the good. Focus on the divine. Focus on love. And I'm grateful for this prayer, for its manifestation, knowing our abilities and our opportunity to let go and let God. I just release this into the action and activity of law, knowing that it is done, it is so, and we affirm this truth together by saying, and so it is. All right, our next song doesn't have video either this morning, but it's a beautiful song, and I invite you to just close your eyes and listen to the words as Daniel Nahmod sings Everything New.
Bring it on, everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. Think I finally learned, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, I'm through dreaming that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. And I've survived many times before. Broken heart, slamming door. I'll be alright, yes I will, once more, just as I did back then. I'm gonna rise again, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. So bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new.
All right, everything new. It is time for our grateful giving, and if you feel nourished by today's service, and would like to support the work that we do, your gifts are deeply appreciated and make gatherings like this possible. Invite everyone online as well as in the room to join us in this sacred practice of generosity. We have many ways to give listed on the slide, and if you're looking for extra prosperity, you might want to play with this Money Finders program because it really does work. So that's an option for you. I invite you to hold your gift over your heart if you're comfortable and join me with today's affirmation. I am an open channel through which prosperity flows. I accept the divine flow of goodness, ideas, and substance through me now. I am grateful for my full and prosperous life. And so it is.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
Please join me in blessing that which has been circulated here today from all of our beautiful smiles and hugs this morning, our message, the gifts of our volunteers, and all the financial good that is being circulated to and through this community. I know that the gift and the giver are blessed, pressed down to overflowing in abundance as they circulate their good, and as this center continues to circulate its good out into the world. We are so blessed, and so it is. Thank you, Valerie. All right. Thank you for your generosity in supporting our mission, vision, and purpose. And for a few closing announcements this morning, if you'd like affirmative prayer, you can leave a written request in the front prayer box on our website, 24/7, scottsdalecsl.org, or see me after service. Remember to sign up for the weekly newsletter and our Mindful Monday recap. You can do that at the front desk with QR code or on the website. We are still looking for volunteers for the audiovisual team. If you would like to learn something new or share your gifts, please see me after service. Training will be provided and service for just one Sunday a month. And the 28th is Brunch Bunch. We're going back to Picasso's for lunch right after service for food, fun, and fellowship. Everybody's welcome to join us for that. Our next Art of Living Circle is on June 29th, the last Monday of the month, and that's live or on Zoom. If it's more convenient for you to join us online, you can certainly do so. And we meet at 6 o'clock until 7:30, and contact me for the Zoom login credentials. And it's almost visioning time again. July 1st is our Q3 visioning on Zoom. So everybody's welcome to participate in that. No experience necessary, 6 o'clock. Next week, Reverend Lee is back with us. Yay. His message is, hello, is it working? And he is going to explore the moments when we feel like life is not working and also when it is. So be with us as Reverend Lee shares his insights into how it all works. Should be a good message. And we'll be right here next week at 10 a.m. for the message, 9:30 to meditate, and streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. And again, there's that Wednesday night rebroadcast at 7 o'clock with just the message, and it's on both channels for your midweek boost. Please stand for our affirmation and closing song. I live in peace and share my joy. I am empowered by spiritual truth. Today, I set a new cause in motion, and so it is.
1, 2. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine.
Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine. All in my house, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my house, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my house, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine. Out in the dark, I'm gonna let it shine. Out in the dark, I'm gonna let it shine. Out in the dark, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine.